Right?
Guys, I got my skirt at Kohl's for $17. Just in case you're wondering. Okay. Oh no.
Just pick it up and like make sure it's at least it didn't happen during your entire speech because that was annoying.
I thought you were doing it on purpose, like just gracefully.
Like I'm done with this stage.
Is it rolling? Wait, what? I'm rolling already? Alright.
I know, I didn't know either. Sorry.
Okay. It's a beautiful day. We all love the warm weather, right? So much love for the summertime. So it's July 20th, okay? It's super hot outside. It's like 90 degrees and you're off for summer. You're laying out in your bikini outside or, you know, your trunks, whatever. And your mom comes out and asks you to like jump in the car, go to 7-Eleven and get a bag of ice. How miserable is this situation if you have a leather car and you're sweaty and disgusting? So how many of you would want to be in that situation, honestly? I'm going to talk to you guys today about common sense, which is something that, ironically, in a civilization like a society that's so advanced in so many ways, we seem to lack. My cousin Tara, 3 summers ago, she was 23, and she was in this situation I just described to you. She was laying out, it was a hot day, her mom asked her to do her a favor, get in the car, and she thought to herself, I'm literally just running up the road, I'm going to 7-Eleven, I'm not going to put my seatbelt on, I'm sweaty, whatever, and she didn't want to make herself feel uncomfortable, so 40 feet away from her home, she was hit at an intersection by a man who ran a stop sign, she didn't have one, and thrown from her car. She broke a couple ribs, got severe whiplash, broke her collarbone, which is one of the most painful things that you can break. And her mother, which is the worst part of it all, just heard the whole thing transpire and had to run outside and find her daughter on a neighbor's lawn. All because she didn't want to be uncomfortable and wear her seatbelt. So this is my cousin who I adore. Everyone makes this mistake. It doesn't make you an illogical person. It doesn't make you dumb or negligent. It's simply a quick thing you don't think about. So by a show of hands, how many people in the audience have never ever in your entire lives gotten into a car without putting your seatbelt on? Okay, good for you guys. I'm really proud of you. There's a lot of excuses, you know, like it's just at the block, I'm a great driver, I don't have to worry about it. It's full, the seatbelt gets folded in that way, that's like so annoying. So you're in a car full of your friends in high school, you don't want to be that guy that like, I gotta put my seatbelt on. But wearing a seatbelt seems like it's elementary knowledge. It's something that we've been taught in school by, you know, DARE programs and all the police officers that came. And this is something we've totally been familiarized with. But a lot of people obviously can't counter-argue this. You can't come up with a reason not to do it. But considering the rate of people killed as a result of neglecting to put their seatbelts on each year, obviously there are some opposing opinions in people's minds. So as young people, I feel that we have an obligation to understand the consequences of our actions. And the small, like seemingly insignificant decisions are the ones that are potentially a danger to our lives. So today we're going to discuss the severity of this problem, number-wise, the reasons why people sometimes opt out of putting their seatbelts on, and the importance of you guys always wearing your seatbelts, and also making sure that your passengers have their seatbelts on when they come in your car. So this seems like common knowledge, as I said, but it's clearly not, because according to the United States Census Bureau, between 1990 and 2009, between 30 and 40,000 people died from fatal vehicle accidents in the United States. So that's an average of 90 people a day. You could take everyone in this room, times it by almost 5, and that's all the lives that are lost needlessly and pointlessly because of the neglect to do something that's so mundane. So, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's Motor Vehicle Safety Brief, more than half the people killed in car accidents are not restrained at the time of the accident. So that's 53%, they said, of drivers and passengers killed in accidents in the year 2009 were not restrained. So that's a lot. That means about 15,000 to 20,000 lives could have been saved in 2009 alone by making that simple movement to just come across your body and buckle up your seatbelt. So clearly there is some, at least small amount of resistance from Americans on the issue of wearing their seatbelts. Or these 15,000 people would be alive with their families, hanging out. So these deaths could have been easily avoided. And I don't understand, I don't know if you guys do, but what the justifications amongst these people were. So after seeing the extent of injury and death resulting from this negligence, can you think of any reasons not to put on your seatbelt? You know, you're going up the block, you're a good driver, it's hot out, your friends are in the car, your seatbelt's folded, whatever it is. But so those who disobey this it's clearly evident that it's a necessity, and they don't have an opinion against wearing seatbelts. It's simply this behavioral habit of forgetting to put on your seatbelt or opting out of it. So a common argument for not wearing your seatbelt is that it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. The Michigan State Police Department website said it cannot be overemphasized that the serious discomfort and inconvenience of a motor vehicle crash injury is in no way comparable to the imaginary discomfort or inconvenience you may think that wearing your belt causes you. Another common defense that people use when being pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt is that they were not going far or going fast. Okay, but most car crash deaths occur within 25 miles of your home at speeds of less than 40 miles an hour. So that was said by Anita Sen from the University of Waterloo. So it's most likely to happen, theoretically, when you're running to the store, when you're running to your friend's house, when you're running up the block. Finally, this bogus claim that I love so much, I'm a good driver, it won't happen to me. Okay, I was driving down 347 by my house in Suffolk County like 4 weeks ago, and I'm going at 55 miles an hour, the speed limit, and some woman made a U-turn when she had a green light and no green arrow, and I had a green light as well, and literally hit my car going 50 miles an hour and sent me across, and I was wearing my seatbelt, and I was fine, but I did nothing wrong. I was being a defensive driver. This person made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. You are not in control of other people's awareness on the road. So clearly and undisputably, all of these excuses are illegitimate, right? So now we're going to talk about your personal pledge and responsibility. After being informed of the dangers of neglecting to wear your seatbelt, I hope you understand the need to ensure you and your passengers always wear your seatbelts. And it's important for you to buckle up, or as a driver or as a passenger, and it's equally important that you make your passengers. I know you feel annoying when people come in your car, put your seatbelt on, put your seatbelt on. It's almost like an insult to yourself. Like, why are you running with my seatbelt on? You a bad driver? Like, you want to erase your liability? But in reality, you're not being annoying to request this. You're not going to be patronizing or insulting to your passengers, and they're going to be thankful, and you're going to be thankful if anything should happen when the people that you care about are safe. So you guys should get involved. You know, it's important to spread awareness for the need to wear seatbelts because it's obviously something that we need to be reminded. And you need to make sure to remind your brothers, sisters, friends, and peers how important it is. There's organizations like Safe Roads and BEST, B-E-S-T, it stands for Belts Ensure a Safer Tomorrow, that push for primary seatbelt law enforcement. So basically when you get pulled over for not having your seatbelt on, you're going to be like, oh, there's a cop in my rear mirror that's pulling me over. I could be doing something so much worse, but that's going to be a serious penalty. So I like that idea. So clearly negligence to buckle up is not only against the law, but it's unsafe, it's dumb. So just to remind you of the statistics to let you go with, no person, well, a lot of people actually, I wrote no person, green rows are good, raised their hand when I asked if anyone had never forgotten to wear their seatbelt. So those of you who have at times forgotten when you were kids or, you know, whatever, if you can think of a time in your head, you obviously, everyone makes this mistake, you know, it's not you, it's everyone. But there are 30,000 to 40,000 deaths a year in this country alone, according to the United States Census. And 100% of those deaths due to lack of seatbelt can be avoided. So, like I said, 5 times the people in this room who could still be alive are not. So we can all agree that every argument for forgetting your seatbelt or neglecting to put it on is illegitimate. There's no excuses. So let's leave off with the thought of why we're all sitting in this room. You know, your future goals. What do you want to do here? You're pursuing a career. You're doing something for your family. You have all these ideas of what your future is going to be like. And a lot of people who love you at home. So let your love for your family and your life and your friends and your goals be your motivation to always take care of yourself and always do the same thing. So we're going to promise each other and ourselves that we will always buckle up and force our passengers to do the same and not become one of the 15,000 lives that are lost each year because of simple absent-mindedness. So I'm going to make you all sign a pledge. It's an official pledge to remember to wear your seatbelt. So pass it around the room. Thank you very much.